Hello, we're here at the Big 5G event in Austin, Texas. I'm Phil Harvey, editor at Light Reading, and joining me is Raj Yavatkar from Juniper Networks. Raj, thanks so much for making the time for us.
No, thank you, Phil.
Great to see you again, and I'm excited to talk about Juniper's announcement of a new lab environment. So tell me a little bit about Beyond Labs and first of all, what it is, and then maybe who it's for.
Sure. So I think Juniper, if you know, that we always innovated in routing and started out as a telco company, but now we have expanded a lot into data center enterprises. And part of my agenda and initiative at Juniper is to also invest in innovative stuff, exploration of innovative ideas beyond the roadmap. So Beyond Labs is an initiative which really is both physical labs in Sunnyvale, Westford, Mass, as well as Bangalore,
Okay.
to host innovative projects which are independent of the product roadmap but allow us to explore new ideas, new concepts, working ourselves, working with partners, working with academia, and so on, and customers.
Okay, so yeah, the who's it for is a great question then, because it's for Juniper, for the industry, but it doesn't sound like you've got it locked in. It's not just a customer focused lab. It's really about the exploration of ideas
That's right.
overall,
Yeah.
with the hope, I guess, that those lead to
Some products.
something commercial down the road.
That's right.
But yeah, it's interesting to start out with such a broad canvas, I guess. In this, I guess the next logical question then would be about the timing. Well, why now?
That's a very good question. So I think one of the things I realized, I've been at Juniper now for 3 years. I started initially internally an initiative called pathfinding, which allows you to collect ideas from anywhere in the company: sales, marketing, engineers, product management. And we started looking at those ideas and create pathfinding projects to explore those ideas, to see whether there's a business value or not, customer value or not. So I wanted to formalize that, especially as we started partnering with outside academia, companies like Intel and Dell, and some customers. Our customers have innovation labs. There is very good synergy for them to come in and also explore with us. So formalizing this as an initiative helps us do that.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, because I've noticed about various corporate labs. Have it means different things depending on the company. Most of the time it does mean testing for immediate product sets, or maybe new next generation product sets and their customers or their partners. This sounds like it has some of that, but also a much kind of broader scope in terms of
More
where the
focused on
ideas could come from.
Exactly. Ideas could come from where they could go. Innovation sometimes could lead to maybe only publications or patents, but not actual commercial. That's why I spent time at Intel, where I founded a lab called Systems Architecture Lab for Intel. It was exactly similar to that. About 200
Okay.
people
Yeah.
exploring completely new technologies, starting from thermal cooling all the way to mobile sensors and so on. Many of those are not going to result in products necessarily, but it allows our customers or partners to also become more successful.
Right.
A similar idea here.
Okay. Now, this is a question perfect for you, because you've been in the industry a while and you may remember some of the changes that have happened here. But I want to get you to comment on the state of R&D in the industry generally, because it seemed like over a period of 20 years it got pushed from the service providers. They sort of pushed it out to the equipment vendors. As equipment vendors consolidated and kind of streamlined their operations, especially the larger ones, some of that R&D the capability got lost. Not that it's not there,
Yeah.
but that it's not the same proportion of spending and resources that it used to be. How do you see that sort of changing as the technologies that we're using become, more complex and then involve a lot more companies. To pull it off?
That's right. So I think there are two things, right? One is that you're right. Corporate R&D functions cannot be simply looking inward and at a narrow lens of what the company needs. You have to look at the larger ecosystem. One thing at Juniper we have done, we expanded. We expanded into enterprise and data centers. We actually have software products which are cloud powered, like SaaS application. We have our Mist Wi-Fi solution, purely machine learning based, doing self-driving networks. When you do that kind of exploration, the R&D changes. It's no longer coming from customer gives me requirement, this is my roadmap. Now you have to look at a broader spectrum and say, how can I take advantage of explorations happening? We'll give you one example. We are doing a project with a company startup in UK and a British government to apply quantum computing to quantum key distribution.
Okay.
Because
Huh.
as long as we're talking about computer security, we're talking about the man in the middle attack for
Right.
key distribution. We found out this company has a very cool technology applicable today. It doesn't require too many qubits, but I'll use the quantum computing for key distribution in a way you cannot compromise it. It's almost like a Star Trek. We've been looking at, how you regenerate the thing. It's doing the similar thing. So that's an example of a project like that we can explore by
Right.
this kind of means.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, especially because security, quantum security is going to become a much louder technology in the next few years because of the information traversing our networks and how we need to stay ahead of possible attacks and things like that.
That's right.
So interesting that's being looked at as well. What do you think is what are some of the other areas of interest that you have for this lab? Not putting you on the spot to say a commitment to anything, but just areas you might be exploring.
So I think one of the biggest areas I hear from customers, especially enterprise customers, also complexity. Networking has become more important, and now you have people using networks in the cloud, on-prem, and in between. So in this hybrid multi-cloud world, the skill sets are not there,
Right.
complexity is there. So one of the biggest areas is to how do we simplify that? Apply machine learning, AI techniques, other things so that you can make it simpler through automation. So that's one area which is very broad and open-ended. The second one, which we already went public with, we have been trying to do some new groundbreaking work with cloud native router for cloud networking, because people use cloud. IP networking in cloud is very simple. But when you take classical telco applications to the public cloud, you need carrier grade networking. That doesn't exist. So how do we provide that? That's
Okay.
another one. We are also very active in ORAN to create RIG,
Sure.
which has got awards in MWC and all. So those are some of the areas we're going to look, which are more greenfield, more open-ended, but I think they have a purpose. They have a goal in mind, that how do we really automate the network, get the network out of the way. That's really the goal.
Right. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. How mad are you going to get if we keep calling Juniper a router company? Can we? We have to change our change how we refer to you guys.
No, we are very proud. We are rooted in a router company, so we are not going to give up that DNA. But I think at the same time, as we expand enterprise, you might be surprised to know 4 of the Fortune 10 companies use our Wi-Fi products. They expanded that to SD-WAN and campus branch. So we are really showing that sort of that. So I do believe that networking is ubiquitous. And as a networking company, I like to use 2 adjectives: secure and assured. We want to provide that across the spectrum. I want to be known for that. But we're not forgetting that we are started as a router
Where you
company.
came from. Okay. Well,
Exactly.
thanks so much for your time today, and good luck with Beyond Labs.
Thank you, Phil.